Good evening. In today's session, let's discuss regarding fertility rate. This is actually called total fertility rate, and this is calculated in terms of total fertility rate, and the abbreviation is TFR. What is this TFR? We are going to discuss now. But why are we discussing regarding the total fertility rate? Because there is a dip with respect to TFR in India and also in large number of countries in Asia, plus across the globe, so many countries are facing this problem. So what exactly happens with this? Let's try to understand every point now. But when it comes to what exactly is the total fertility rate, every woman on the earth bears the children. When it comes to total fertility rate, the average number of children that a woman can bear in her lifetime, that is called total fertility rate, and that is coming down very drastically, especially in Asian nations. For example, see here, till last year, China was considered to be the largest populated country in the world. But there is so much of a drop with respect to population in China, and India became the most populous country in the world. And this is all because of the measures that are taken by China. China is a communist nation. It strictly adhered to the rule of the one child, and that drastically destroyed the whole system. By the time Chinese government realized this one, it became too late. That is the reason why the country China is suffering a lot today with respect to fertility rate. Now, the government in China is taking various measures to increase the population. It is not just the case with China in Asia, but countries like South Korea and Japan are also facing this type of problem. Even in the West also, the nations like Finland, Spain, right? So these are all the nations, these are facing the similar type of problems. But when it comes to India, because of the systematic adoption of various methods, though there is a dip in total fertility rate in India, it is not alarming. Meaning the situation with respect to India is not at all alarming. So now let's go into the details of this topic. Very, very, very important one. Kindly have a look at this. Let's begin with the discussion with respect to what is a total fertility rate. Clear? So look at this very clearly. It is the average number of children a woman is expected to have in her lifetime. Tomorrow, if you get a question on this TFR, please begin the answer with what is a TFR. Clear? Got it? So now TFR is the average number of children that a woman is expected to have in her lifetime. And in general, a TFR of 2.1. Remember this particular figure, very, very, very important one. A TFR of 2.1 is required to ensure the population size remains the stable. Meaning, if you want to have the stable population, you need to maintain a TFR of 2.1. What is the meaning of the stable population? Older people will die and new births will take place. So at any given point of time, there should be a stability with respect to the population. Am I clear? And here, in order to maintain the stable population, you need to have a TFR of 2.1. But this is very, very, very alarming in majority of the countries today, especially in the Asian region. Let's have a discuss. TFR is below 1 in many Asian nations. Varies 2.1 and varies 1 and varies below 1. Right? Kindly see here, I will show you the figures where exactly China stands now. Right? So these are all the serious concerns. Now, before going ahead, I have a one objective type of question. and after that I am going to discuss with you a descriptive type answer by giving you the question. But before that, please have a look at this. Three statements are given, two may be right and three may be right. Is that clear? Now, which of the following are the reasons for fertility level drops below 1 in many Asian nations? So we are discussing about total fertility rate and we are discussing about the dip. Now the question is that what are the reasons for the dip or drop or decline with respect to TFR? Clear? Look at the statement A. Citizens opting to remain single. This is one serious reason across the globe, especially in Asian region. That is the reason why there is a dip. Citizens opting to remain single, then there is no fertility at all. Number two, spiraling cost to raise children. Meaning, when you have a child, you have to spend money on that child. If you have two children, you need to spend the same amount of money on two children. If you have three, same amount of money on three children. Clear? So the number of members in the family is increasing, but not the incomes of the people. So then obviously what will happen? So those families which are large in number, right, that are facing this problem, they will try to restrict it. That is the reason why spiraling cost to raise children is also another very, very important serious reason for the decline in the total fertility rates. Clear? Statement A is right, statement B is right. Let's check whether C is correct or not. Couple choosing not to have children. Reasons are multiple. That is the reason why the surrogacy concept is increasing today, right? But otherwise, if you go only to this particular point, couple in majority of the countries today are choosing not to have children. This is also correct. So obviously A, B, C are correct and answer should be option 4. Clear? Look at this, option 4 is the correct answer, right? In the examination, these type of questions may be asked. Apart from this ABC, some other thing may also be given while you are reading the newspaper or magazine, or when you are watching the news. If you come across with any other reason, please make a point of that. Clear? And based on your logic, right, and analysis, just check whether it is correct or not. So based on that one, you need to go ahead. That is the reason why most of the questions are logic based, most of the questions are analytical based. Clear? Right. So for this question, the answer is option 4, meaning all the three statements are right with respect to the dip or decline in the total fertility rate. Now let's go ahead and look at the question. So this is a descriptive type of question I am giving it to you, a very important one, maybe a possible question in any forthcoming examination. Discuss the reasons and consequences of the fertility levels drop in Asian nations including India. So first, what you need to understand is that the question is related to fertility rates, TFR, right? And specifically with respect to dip in this particular TFR. Is that okay? And specifically with respect to Asian nations including India, right? And you need to give the reasons for dip in total fertility rate, and after that you should also mention about the consequences of dip in the TFR. Am I clear? So that is the reason why I tell you every time that you have to read the question thoroughly, understand the question thoroughly, then only you are supposed to put your pen on the paper. Till that time you are not supposed to do that. Am I clear? So just because it is about TFR, if you start writing something, you may not be awarded marks. That is the reason why read question repetitively. That you have to practice from now. What exactly is being asked in the question, that is important rather than what you are writing as an answer. Am I clear? I told you already. I am giving you enough number of suggestions and directions through our classes. Please follow this one and definitely you are going to make it, and definitely you will get a better scores, right? So that you can see yourself in the final list, right? Especially at the top, right? So always my support will be there with you, my dear friends. Look at this. Discuss the reasons and consequences of the fertility levels drop in Asian nations including India. Clear? Just now we have understood what is TFR. We also understood what are the reasons, right? Because I have shown you one question. Now we are going to write about the consequences, right? But how do you write the answer? Look at this. So because the question is about the TFR, right? Total fertility rate. So let me change it here. I'm sorry. So this is a total, fertility rate. So you have to begin your answer with the TFR, right? And kindly see here, only for for the convenience purpose, I have written as a TFR here. But in the examination, you have to write a total fertility rate, and within the brackets, you write a TFR. Then in the next lines or next paragraphs, wherever you are using total fertility rate, instead of writing all the three words, you can mention the abbreviation TFR with one word, that is over. Right? Kindly remember, adhere to all the directions that I am giving it to you. So total fertility rate is the average number of children a woman is expected to have in her lifetime. Just now we have discussed. Same thing we have reproduced. Clear? And I want you to do the same thing in the examination. Many countries in the Asian region are in population crisis. Oh my God, what is this? With fewer births every year and recorded low fertility rate. The people who are living, they are getting older and the people will die. So in order to have the stable population, you have to have 2.1 rate TFR. But this is declining very rapidly. People are aging and dying, but the people are not taking birth to maintain the TFR. Am I clear? So that is the reason why it is called population crisis. This is what is being faced by countries like China, Japan and South Korea at presently, and of course some countries in the West also. Clear? So with the fewer births every year and recording low fertility rate, between 1950 and 1970, the total fertility rate in East Asian and Southeastern nations ranged from 3.5 to 7.5. Right? So that was the population explosion. So from between 3.5 and 7.5, that is much more than 2.1. So the total fertility rate is much higher than the required one. That is the reason why population exploded. Clear? That is the reason why so many countries like China, they started taking measures. Am I clear? Very, 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 very important one. This was a situation during 1950s and 1970s, right? But if you look at the year 2023, South Korea, which is one of the countries in the Asian region, the total fertility rate slid to a record low of 0.72. Oh my God. Clear? So where is 2.1 that you need to maintain, and where is this 0.72? Similarly, Hong Kong recorded 0.701 in 2022. These two countries are with the lowest TFR in the world. Between 1968 and 2021, China reduced its TFR from 6.51. That was the reason why Chinese population, exploded like anything during that time. Right? So look at the required TFR is 2.1. But China had 6.51. In 1968, it was 6.51. By the year 2021, it has been reduced to 1.16. These are all the self-made mistakes by China. In order to control the population explosion, China has imposed so many restrictions. The citizens were threatened, the citizens were scared, right? The citizens were warned, clear, and they were stripped of their government jobs, right? And they were thrown behind the bars for having more children, right? And the consequences are being seen in China today. Am I clear? So 1968 it was 6.51. By the year 2021 it became just 1.16, much below than the required TFR of 2.1. Clear, right? So like various policies they have adopted, like one child norm, very strict, right? So that is not India, that is not democratic country, but in India it's a democratic country, right? So the government will come out with policies, government will explain the people the importance of the policies, people understand and people will follow that one. But here unfortunately in China, because of the stubborn nature of the government, right? So people, they were forced to follow this. Clear? Look at this. India's total fertility rate witnessed a drop from 5.7 to 2.03 during the same period. Same period like China, 1968 to 2023, right? 2023. So we have moved down to 2.03 from 5.7. Is that okay? Very, 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 very important one. Different countries adopted various policies for the population control. Clear? Right? In the brackets I have given some information. Countries like China, South Korea, Spain, Ukraine, Finland, Italy, each are following strict family planning measures. Clear? Even in India also we have the family planning measures, but we don't apply or impose these rules and policies on anyone forcefully. Clear? That is the difference between India and other countries. Am I clear? In the brackets I have given you this only for your information. You need not write in the examination. Look at this. The drastic drop in TFR can be attributed to women now having more opportunities to build a career. Reasons for the reduction of total fertility is that because now women, unlike the earlier days, they have more opportunities to build a career. So when you are building a career, obviously women may think that if she becomes pregnant, that will become hurdle in her building the career. That is one reason. Dropping marriage rates. Clear? The marriage rates are also coming down. And income lost. Income is lost. Situation, girl is married, now she is a married woman and and of course she is working and she is earning. And once the woman becomes pregnant, then obviously the income is lost, right? So you will apply for leave, right? At least for a few months you need to stay at home. During the time, so the money is not paid, so the income is lost, right? These are all the reasons why they are preferring not to go for the children, and that is leading to the dip in total fertility rates. Clear? Look at this. What are the consequences? You have mentioned the reasons. In the you have written what is total fertility rate, and you have mentioned about what's happening in certain countries in Asia, including India, and you have given the reasons why there is a drop in the TFR and what will happen with the drop in TFR. Poor fertility rate leads to imbalance in population, with older people forming a large share. It affects a demographic dividend. Yes or no? What is the meaning of demographic dividend? I told you many times. Clear? So where you have larger population, in demographic dividend, the large number, large number of population fall in the working population category. And today India's demographic dividend is so huge, and out of the total population, working population contributes more. Clear? So this is the reason why India has more advantage to become, a developed nation very very soon. So from this economic growth, India is moving to economic development very very rapidly, right? So as of 2023, one third of the population in Japan is aged about 65, and this is going to reach to 30% by the year 2030. Let me make a change here. This is not 2023. This is right, right, and it is leading to a rapid aging population. Fertility rate is low. People are aging. The right, and there is complete imbalance, and that is called population crisis, and a serious matter that is being faced by large number of countries in the world, especially in Asia. Many countries including China are now taking measures to improve the curve, but the results are bleak. Clear? So people are not coming forward to take up the so the new directions that are given by the government. Clear? So they need to take more productive measures to encourage the improvement in TFR. This is really very very important, and these are the suggestions that we have given. Clear? So this is another important topic that we have discussed today, and hope you enjoyed the class. And in the description that is given below, we have given our app link. Please download our app, plus our Telegram channel link is also given, and I suggest you to follow me through Telegram channel so that I can give you the updates from time to time. Thank you so much, and take very very good care. I'll see you in the next session. Thank you.